Good morning everyone. Continuing on from the Manlift group channel, safety tips on fall protection for boom type elevating work platforms. Just a few tips on fall protection, if it's required or not, on vertical lifts or scissor type elevating work platforms, which is what we've got here now. So I'm wearing a full body harness again, and I've got a lanyard, and I will only use it on this scissor lift, this vertical lift, if a competent person has done a task-based risk assessment and I'm sure that I'm adding in safety and not removing it. Because I can give you 3 or 4 examples where if by using a harness and lanyard setup in a vertical lift, we're adding in danger. Now an example of that is a very small scissor lift, smaller than this one. If I fall out because I'm in a fall arrest setup rather than fall restraint, I could potentially pull that scissor lift down on top of me when I'm elevated. Not much point wearing fall protection if that's the case. I'm also adding in slip, trip, fall hazards when I'm climbing up the steps. Like you can see the steps here, I have to climb these steps, so I've got to be careful with my lanyard, I don't trip. And also I have to have approved attachment points. Sometimes on vertical lifts, we don't have these approved attachment points always. So we're not allowed, as you know from the other video, to put our harness lanyard around the mid-rail or the handrail. It has to be only on the approved attachment points. Okay, so fall protection in vertical lifts is not mandatory like it is on boom type aerial work platforms, category 3B or 1B. On 3A, task-based risk assessment, and there has to be an approved attachment point. I'm just going to climb up the steps now, and I'm just going to show you where I would attach my lanyard if I'm going up. Remember, when I'm getting in and out of the scissor lift or boom lift, 3-point contact. To reduce my chance of falling, I'll make sure that I close the gate behind me, make sure it's closed, and then if the risk assessment has told me that I should be wearing fall protection, I won't attach it here, okay? That's not allowed, not approved. I won't attach it here. I will attach it to the approved designated attachment point, okay, for example, this one. Anchor it in, and then I'm good to go. Okay, but on a big scissor lift, this is a medium-sized scissor lift with a big platform, I'm supposed to, when I get down this, before I go reverse, check who's behind me so I don't squash anyone or for obstructions. Now on a big platform, what I'd have to do is disconnect. I'd have to do this, disconnect, and then go and check. But there's no point because then I don't have 100% fall protection. So remember, if you're going to use a harness and lanyard setup, fall protection in scissor lifts and vertical lifts, make sure your task-based risk assessment by a competent person enables you to do it by adding in safety and not reducing safety to do so. Thank you. Okay, so another reason, just to remind ourselves of why industry experts, including IPAF, say that we only need to use fall protection in vertical lifts, scissor lifts like this one, after we've done a task-based risk assessment by a competent person, is because boom lifts, where you must wear a harness, fall protection, they have dynamic springboard effects where you can easily be bounced around or out of the platform or basket. So we don't have those same dynamic effects on a vertical lift, okay? So that's another reason I'd like to highlight. But anyway, I think it's important for people to understand, if you want to know more about harnesses and be competent in using harnesses with mobile elevating work platforms, sit the IPAF half-day harness course. That's the best thing you can do to understand when to use fall protection in MEWPs and when not to, and what type, and the management of them. Thank you.